We want your dating stories. Are you heterosexual,
Homosexual
bisexual?
or asexual?
It doesn't matter. We're here to talk about your dating stories.
Hello, miss. Here's your bill.
Okay. 30.45.
Well, you did order quite a lot.
Alrighty, here's my card.
Thank you. Beep, 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 beep. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed your meal.
No problem.
No tip!
Hi everyone, this is Ophey.
And this is Shan.
You're watching Ophey and Shan Dating Channel. This week we're celebrating International Waiter and Waitress Day.
As you can see, we are dressed as waiters and waitresses.
I'm dressing as a host.
Yes, that's right. We can all relate to the artists out there who have struggled through being waiters, waitresses, hosts, bartenders, and serving in general. I have done it myself.
Yes, so our little skate was for you.
Yes.
I know it's difficult.
Yes.
Jojo from Toronto, Canada. Okay, so I worked with this model at a trade show, and he drove me home, and then about a few hours later he found me on Facebook and added me. Then 1 week later he said, "So when are we gonna hang out?" Eventually I responded saying, "Yeah, it would be fun to hang out." What was I thinking? I thought he would be cool simply because on the drive home he had mentioned he used to be a vegetarian, and I am one. So I was attracted to that, and he seemed mature.
His response was, "Let's go for drinks at the Fox and Fiddle." I said yes. Anyways, his friend just happened to show up at the same pub. It was obvious they had met at the same time on purpose. They were best friends, apparently, and he had the exact same haircut, which turned me off immediately. I decided to go with it anyways. I wasn't going to let their weirdness bother my Friday night.
So we all sat down at the bar, and I ordered a drink, a double shot of rum and coke. Then his friend whispered in my date's ear, "Wow, what a whore. You are definitely going to get laid tonight." And then they gave each other a high five. Little did they know that I heard them. I pretend like I didn't. At this point, I didn't mind getting free drinks if they were both going to act rude to me just because of the drink I ordered. So I stayed for that reason.
My date's friend ended up asking us if we wanted to go clubbing with him and his friends. I said no. So me and my date just stayed and drank. My date got pretty drunk, and we were talking about random things, nothing really interesting. I felt bad though, because he looked like he could barely see from the amount he had drunk. He looked pretty messed up. We decided to call it a night around 1 a.m. in the morning. He asked me to go to his place, but I told him no.
Anyways, after that, I did give him a second chance because I knew he wouldn't be with his friends, but he blew that too. He promised he would take me to the zoo. Instead, he picked me up, and then we went to his place late at night. And he tried to sleep with me, but I wouldn't. Then he just passed out asleep. I went home in a taxi. Not seeing him anymore. But how should I respond to him if he continues to call or text? What do you ladies think? From Jojo. Wow, Jojo, quite a story. So based on your letter, you said he seems cool, and you are both vegetarian, and he seems mature. Based on that, I'll give a green flag. However, I don't think assuming that somebody is the way they are, it's a good thing. You have to see and really get to know people to know if they're mature or they're cool.
Yeah, Jojo, what a story. It's great that you both share the interest of being vegetarians. A green flag for that, for sure. But assuming things is not good, and people always put their best foot forward when they're trying to impress you. So he might seem mature, but he might not actually be mature. So assuming is definitely not good. So you said that his friend showed up and suddenly became part of the date because you were actually hanging out. So actually I give that a green flag. You can have friends come and join in if you're just hanging out, but you need to clarify if you think it's a date or if you think it's just hanging out, because if it's a date, then sure, no one else is allowed in there. But if you're hanging out, more the merrier.
It is actually a red flag for me. Why do you have to have your buddy around when you go out with a girl? Also, hanging out is not a date. Okay? You want to ask a girl out, ask her properly. Would you like to go out on a date with me? Jojo, what kind of comment is that? I can't believe his friend called you a whore. Based on what you ordered. Rum and Coke is a fine drink. It's very common, okay? Red flag.
Oh my God. His friend called you a whore? What a jerk! And your date agreed? Total red flag. That is the most degrading, disrespectful, misogynistic type of language you can use when referring to a woman. And in front of you? Oh my God, total red flag. Those guys are jerks. And he was very drunk. Oh my God, what kind of behavior is that? Totally inappropriate behavior on a date. Red flag.
It is also red flag from me. You are going on a date. If you get drunk, how do you function if you want anything to happen? And Jojo, he's trying to use alcohol to take advantage of you. It's totally a red flag. Using alcohol for sex is never acceptable. And plus, I think consensual sex is more sexy.
I totally agree, Ophie. However, if you use alcohol as a means of foreplay, that could always be sexy, like body shots or champagne with strawberries. Ooh. If though you are using alcohol as a means for sex to soften up the girl so that you can take advantage of her, that's totally disgusting and immoral. Red flag. And he originally planned to take you to the zoo, but instead he decided to take you back to his place late at night. First of all, he failed with the original plan. He should have rescheduled for another day, and late at night is very sketchy. So if he was going to do that, he should have had dinner or something prepared. He shouldn't have immediately thought that you were going to have sex. Again, totally inappropriate. Red flag.
It is also a red flag from me. He didn't stick to his words and take you to the zoo, and instead take you back to his apartment expecting something else. How is a zoo equals to sex? Red flag. And he passed out at his house without acknowledging you were there. Red flag. At least he could say, I'm going to sleep now and make yourself home, and I will take you home in the morning.
Who passes out stone cold asleep when someone is over visiting and someone you're interested in? No, that's terrible behavior. And the woman late at night, you should make sure she gets home safely. Totally inappropriate. Red flag.
Shannon, let's count our flags. I have 1 green, 6 red.
Yeah, well, I'm not much better than you this time, Ophie. I have 2 greens and 5 reds.
So Jojo, it's very obvious and clear. It is definitely a stop from me. Stop receiving his texts, Stop talking to him. Stop everything you're doing. Clearly, he does not want to have anything to do with you except sex.
I completely agree. Jojo is definitely go for another guy, and he needs to go far away from you, and you need to go ahead and stop responding to him. Ignore his texts and ignore his calls completely, and just hopefully he'll fade away.
So our audience, what do you think? Whether it is a go
Or stop.
please commenting on our Facebook page under the video, or
Whether it's a stop.
a go.
And also please scroll down on the Facebook page to see how to play and send us your dating stories.
To Ophey and Shan at gmail.com.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, subscribe to our videos on YouTube.
And next week's video will be
Father's Day. We love you, Daddy.
Love you, Daddy.
If you like our videos,
Or don't like our videos,
or you don't know what we're talking about, it's okay! Subscribe! Subscribe?
subscribe.
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 Subscribe!